Hey, hi guys, it's me. My hair's really grown a lot longer, as you can see, it's really long. I'm actually in my bedroom, and guess what? I have an iMac now. My parents got it for me yesterday. It's really cool. If my eyes are all over the place, it's because it's kind of hard because I'm looking at the video of me recording right now, and it's kind of hard to look at the camera and this at the same time. So, Nostalgia Critic and Nostalgia Chick. I kind of like them. I haven't seen every single video, but I like some of their videos. And I wanted to do a review on some. If I'm not allowed to, then just comment that I should take the video down. But so anyway, I'd like to review a few old cartoons that I can remember if I can. Okay, since I was born in before 2000, I'll say I was born before 2000. I did see a lot of Cartoon Network cartoons and Disney cartoons and stuff. Starting with cartoons, Cartoon Network, because I did watch a lot more of that when I was a kid. There was the Cramp Twins, which I liked, and I really hate Wendy. She is a complete and utter spoiled bitch, if you'll let me swear. Wayne is a complete idiot, and everyone else is pretty okay. I mean, well, except Mr. and Mrs. Cramp, they're complete buttholes. Lucius, you know what? He was the only good character in the show because, seriously, besides Tony and his family, well, actually, I think, now that I think about it, Tony and Lucius were the only characters in the show that were good, I think. Definitely. There was the Powerpuff Girls. I liked them too. And, everything was really fun, you know? I really liked them. I can't remember why I liked the Powerpuff Girls. One episode I can remember a lot because I only saw a bit of it was the Cooties one. It was where the girls hear about Cooties. And, they get really scared. They think that some kind of... Okay, seriously, every person, when they're a little kid, thinks that Cooties... All the boys always think that Cooties is this big disease, like some kind of bad disease, like chicken pox or some kind of disease. And I don't want to go into any name. I don't want to name any disease because I'm worried I might insult somebody. So, I'm not going to say any names of disease. So anyway, these girls thought, boys always think that Cooties is this some horrible disease. I remember one time, Cartoon Network's KND, which stood for Cartoon Network, they did an episode of Cooties. And seriously, Cooties isn't something you should worry about. Cooties isn't freaking real. It's just something little boys make up so they don't have to kiss girls. Anyway, so Cartoon Network was my favorite, and my most favorite episode, two of my most favorite episodes, or three, was the first time we meet the Rowdy Rough Boys. The Rowdy Rough Boys, they come back. And the one where Mojo Jojo crashes the girls' slumber party, because the music was just the most fun. And I still love singing Love, Love, Love Makes the World Go Round. Let me think. I don't know anything about reviewing, so I'm just winging it right now. What else? One Piece for the 4Kids dub, not the original English dub, but the 4Kids, the one with a lot of other different actors. That was the one I grew up with when I was a little girl. And every time I saw an episode, I would laugh, I would scream, I would just enjoy the whole show because it was so cool. My favorite character is definitely Chomper, and I can remember, even though it was years and years ago, but I can still remember some of the lines that the character said. My favorite one, I remember sitting watching, I can't remember which episode it was, Luffy, Nami, and Zolo go to fight Buggy the Clown, he was this guy with this funny blue hair and this big blue nose, and he looked really, really funny. He looked like a clown nose, but I think it was actually was his nose. I remember sitting in the TV room, I think it was, where I was sitting, and all of a sudden Luffy shouts, "Hey, Big Nose!" And the moment those words came out of his mouth, I died laughing. I was like, actually, it wasn't that, kind of crappy laugh. It was just, I just like burst out laughing. I was like, oh my god. Oh, it was so funny. Another one was No Way Trumpet Lips, which was said by Usopp when one of Arlong's men was chasing him. And my other favorite, I think, was episode 20, was definitely when Sanji meets the gang. Sanji was the blonde with the when they were doing 4Kids, when they were doing the 4Kids dub, Sanji didn't have a cigarette. He had a lollipop, so it was much safer for kids. Yeah, so and Luffy had been fighting some naval officers, I think. Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. So he smashes into this restaurant called Barati's. I think I pronounced that right. Sorry. What was the word I was looking for? He falls on the head chef. I can't remember the guy's name. Sanji just called him Old Geezer. And so to pay back, I've got a really, really itchy spot on my arm. Here in Scotland, we don't have a lot of mosquitoes, but we have midgie bites. Midgie bites are really, really bad. Trust me. If you get a midgie bite, they won't go away. They won't go away. They stay for like days, and when they heat up, they get really, really itchy. It's really bad. So Luffy has to work for the restaurant. His friends are downstairs eating, and then Luffy picks his nose. He puts in Zolo's drink, and Zolo just sticks the water to Luffy's mouth, and he's like, "Have a drink, booger boy." That was it. And Nami and Usopp are just dying laughing. Nami's slapping her hand on the table. Sanji sees her and falls madly in love with her. And Luffy and Zolo have this look like, oh my god, what the hell is this guy doing? And it was really, really funny. So there was also Shaman King, which was really, really fantastic. I remember we went to Orkney. That's a really, really... If you don't know where Orkney is, take a globe, find United Kingdom, which is England and Scotland, which is at the top, and England, which is at the bottom. And by the way, to all those who come to Scotland, do never call a Scottishman English, okay? Because if a Scottishman is full Scottish, then, and if you call us English, then you'll be insulting us. Like, it'd be like, what's a good example? It's like, I'm trying to think. It's like, I don't know, it's like, if we Scottish people said something to American, I mean, if I said something to an American and that insulted them because they were American, then I think that would be the same. I don't have any examples. So if my eyes are looking, like that way, where my eyes are right now, it's because I'm looking at the video, and seriously, never mind. So Shaman King was really, really good. A lot of episodes had me dying laughing. There was the first one where Morty's spying on the Dead Enders, Rio's gang, the guy with the really funky long hair, which apparently was a Japanese hairstyle, I think. And his pupils just went smaller, and I just died. And there were so many, but my most favorite one I can remember is when Zolo's really upset and down because he finds out he's a shaman, and I really don't understand that. And so Trey, or Horo Horo as his name is, and the Dead Ender gang dress up as girls to try and cheer Rio up, and Rio just faints in the water. It's really funny. My other favorite was Naruto. Naruto was really, really good. I can remember episode 3, and I swear I could just tell that when Naruto and Sasuke were glaring at each other, and all the girls were like, get away from him, Naruto, and that guy bumps Naruto in the back. And when I heard that kissing sound, I screamed with laughter. I love to laugh, so this was because Naruto's really, really good. And so yeah, the reason I like all these cartoons is because they make me laugh, they're very exciting, and they always had me on the edge of my chair. So there are a lot of movies I like. Studio Ghibli is definitely my favorite. And there's also YouTubers I like on the internet called Cry and Pewdiepie, which I everybody knows nowadays. I haven't watched a lot of Pewdiepie episodes, videos lately. I don't know why. I think I've gone off him, but I don't want to because, seriously, he was really fantastic to watch. And I also like Cry. He has a really, really fantastic laugh. Seriously. I've been watching Cry play Amnesia, and seriously, the only reason I wanted to watch that it was to see his reaction when those skull and bones came out of that small desk cabinet. The moment he... Hang on, let me sit up properly. So, I'm watching the video. He opens the door. He's talking, and all of a sudden he goes, ah! I'm like, oh my god, I wanted to see that. I didn't get all excited, like, oh my god, I want to see that. I was more like, oh my god, I wanted to see his reaction, and that was his reaction. So, no, I'm not trying to make fun of him. I'm trying to say that I wanted to see what Cry would do when that happened. Although, now I'm wondering what PewDiePie's reaction was. So Cry is really fantastic, and so is PewDiePie. I actually sent a letter to PewDiePie, with a few doodles on the letter, and I don't know if he's got it yet, because he gets so much fan mail and, stuff like that. So, yeah. What else can I review? Oh, maybe some of my books. Just, give me a second. Hang on. I'm very, very pale. No, wrong book. Sorry. I'm gonna skip ahead. Okay. Okay. I've got one. Okay. Sitting on a chair. I haven't finished this one yet. If the video is like backwards, unless I change it, it says Darren Shan, the Thin Executor, and it's actually really good. The character Jibel Rum, but I pronounce it in a French accent, so it's like Jibel Rum, and all that. It's I haven't finished it, but it's really, really good, and I think it's really fantastic because. Sorry, I'm kind of pale in this shot. There. That's better. So yeah, I like Jabel, but I don't know. It's a really, really good story, and I really, really, really would recommend Darren Shan's stories. And no, I haven't read his zombie stories yet. I don't know if I'm gonna read them. I really do like Darren Shan's stories, but wait a sec. I actually have the DVD of the film, somewhere. Oh, here. I've got it. Okay. Here it is. Sarte Freak, the Vampire's Assistant. Now, I would like to make a note that if you're a big Darren Shan fan and you were disappointed by the movie, so was I. Everything, the graphics, I better start from the beginning. Okay. So, where to start? To tell you the truth, the movie was complete crap. and I'm just voicing some of the people's ideas. Okay, first of all, I don't know if this nostalgia critic would agree with me. And by the way, to ask a few fans, did nostalgia critic actually die or something? Because I really don't understand. One of my friends from college said she's a huge nostalgic fan, and I was talking to her, and she said he did a last video, and I'm not sure if he did or didn't die. So yeah. So getting back to the movie, it was good. It was good, but not Darren Shan good. Okay. First of all, we open with Darren narrating, and there's the funeral and all that. And Mr. Tiny's like sitting on one of the headstones with popcorn, which seriously, that's just weird. So the opening was brilliant, really spooky and scary, but there's a lot of bad things in this movie. Darren's a total dork. His parents are perfectionists. Steve's... If people don't agree with me, that's fine. I don't care if you don't agree with me, but I think the guy who played Steve actually did get Steve's evil, horrible, maniacal, dark side down to a pat. And John C. Reilly, who plays Mr. Crepsley, actually did get his kind of, like sour, pompous mood. But he did get some of his point. But I would like to point out the bad points of the movie. Like I said, perfect parents, dorky Darren, and Everett is not exactly supposed to be some teenager who wants to be in a rock band. Where the hell did the writers get that idea? Seriously. Everett Vaughn is a snake boy who's shy. For crying out loud, he doesn't like remembering his past a lot. And he wasn't a dumpster baby, writers, okay? He was a circus child. He was a freak show child, okay? He was in an orphanage. His parents gave him up. And if you guys haven't read the Darren Shan saga, there are going to be a few spoilers here and there. So, well, kind of. Anyway, sorry, I'm moving around a lot. Hang on. By the way, to those who want to get... No, I'm not going to get off topic. So, yeah, Ever's not supposed to be some kind of guy who wants to be a rock star. He's not even a teenager in the book to start with. My guess is he's more likely 13 or 14 years old, and Darren's supposed to be like 12 or 13 or something. And Ever's supposed to be, I don't know, like something like that. Another thing, Larton is never supposed to be dating Triska. There is never supposed to be any chemistry between them. That's like a slasher fan just going, oh, you know what? I'm going to pair up Mr. Crepsley and Triska together because they know each other. And to those who do like Larton and Triska together, that's fine. That's fine. You can have them together. I don't care. And from this angle, I look like I have a wig on the back of my head. Don't ask. Next of all, Murloc isn't supposed to be mentioned until book 3. There are a lot of bad points in this movie. Another thing is that you're not supposed to see Harkat's face until, like, book 4. And all of that. Murloc's not supposed to come back as a little person. Their favorite teacher was not whatever the hell that what you got for me guy was. It was Mr. Dalton. And the boys weren't supposed to be 16-year-old teenagers. They were supposed to be like 11, 12, or 13 boys. I mean, they were supposed to be 13 or 12 years old, not 16-year-old teenagers going through some kind of crappy angst. It just ruins the whole film. If you guys are going to comment rude about me, keep it to yourselves. Okay, guys? I don't want any rude comments because you're just going to get blocked or your comment's going to just end up getting deleted. I don't care. You know what? Just don't comment at all. Okay, and next of all is the books. When I started reading the Darren Shan manga, that's what got me hooked. But since it hadn't been updated in a while, it only went up to chapter 5, which was the first chapter of book 2. I decided that I was wrong and I wanted to read the novels because I kept saying that the novels were crap. But I hadn't given them a chance, so so to put it lightly, to put it in a kind of sense of a metaphor that I could make up, I didn't see the beauty of the rose until I smelled it, which is kind of a crappy saying, but what am I gonna do? So I read the books and I ended up getting hooked. Every single book had me. Unfortunately, Scott and Robert, two guys I knew in school, kind of ruined it for me. But not ruined. They did tell me a couple of spoilers, but you know what? So there were other stuff I could see. I mean, I read it. I was surprised, and when I heard about Harket's true identity, that was completely incredible. But I kind of already knew his identity, not because I figured it out, but because I'd seen like pictures of the original Darren Shan manga, which was still in its Japanese writing. It still had the Japanese writing. And the guy who writes the guy who does the novels is fantastic. He's such a huge fan of Darren Shan. So am I. Yeah, so the movie was completely crap. It was ridiculous and everything. I mean, it was just stupid, but they did get some of the good points. And another thing, Darren's girlfriend is supposed to be a human girl, not a freaking monkey! Though everyone else was really fantastic. I mean, all of the actors did get some of the good points. And for the record, Combat Hands was supposed to be a male, not a female who has a relationship with the rib guy. A male guy, okay? And while we're on Darren Shan books, I would like to point out the Demonata. Oh, and if you can see that poster behind me, that's my Demonata poster I created for Darren, because I was into Darren Shan. I was doing art courses at college, and stuff like that. So I created it with multimedia, which is actually good. And if you want to do art class, I would suggest doing multimedia. Pardon me. It's this fantastic kind of art course. Thing, and you get to mix medias. You get paper. Well, what I used for that was paint, different kinds of paper glued together, stuff I printed out off the internet, like Darren Shan titles, books, and some people's art off DeviantArt. It was really good. So the Darren Shan novel, so Darren Shan always has me with his, so I've been hooked by his saga, by his Demonata, by this one story about a little girl who has to save her sister's soul before sunrise. Don't ask. And now I'm reading that one. So I can't remember what else I'm going to review. I'm not actually reviewing stuff, I'm just talking about it, so I'm sorry if I'm wasting your time. I would like to point out, I wouldn't like to point out something. I'd like to say that a few weeks ago, I rediscovered this pirate called Louis, and this girl from Singapore who created him, and apparently let me just say something. She's a fantastic artist. She's an amazing person, though I've never talked to her. I actually wanted to make a fan fiction about one of her pictures, but she said no, thank you. I was a tiny bit disappointed, although when I wrote in the comment, dagger through heart, okay, I won't do it. you know. Well, the dagger part I can remember fine, but the what I wrote after that I can't remember. It wasn't an angry letter, okay? If you're gonna say you wrote something, oh, you wrote something mad and angry, no, I didn't. I agree, you know what? I just left it alone. But I wanted to write a fan fiction about not. I wanted to write how Louis felt about James getting married. James is. And no, I don't mean James from the Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a good movie. I love Johnny Depp. Although I have heard I read in a magazine years and years ago that he's scared of vacuum cleaners. I don't know if that's still true. Hang on. I am so sorry if I'm yawning, but my throat is really, really dry because I'm talking a lot and I haven't got anything refreshing to drink. Well, there's a glass of water up there on my shelf, but I can't drink that because that has a flower. Because that had a flower in it, so I can't really drink it unless I want to get sick or something, and I don't have any juice around me. So I'm very, very passionate about books and stuff. Let me think. A few things I'd like to give a shout out to. Oh, sorry. I went totally off track. I'm sorry. So anyway. There's this thing she's creating called Honor. I think it's called Honor Amongst Thieves. I think that's the name of it. And she has these 3 amazing men voicing 3 of her characters. Pardon me, Louis, who is a French pirate and who is fabulous, gay, and absolutely gorgeous. He is so beautiful. And then there's James, who's a commodore, and I think. Well, I'll explain the relationship between those 2 later, but I don't know what much chemistry between them. And then there's this Spanish guy. I can't remember his name right now. But he's but he has a really deep voice and he's really cool. He's he's a really good bad guy. No, I mean, he's a really fantastic bad guy. He's just like, ooh, he's all like bad and nasty and he's really, really cool. But my favorite character is Louis, and the guy who voices him is gorgeous. Seriously, it's like, how do I describe it? It's like looking into the love child. It's like looking at a love child of if Johnny Depp and David Bowie, you know, if he was younger, if they wanted to have a child with the same woman and she gave birth, it would probably be Louis' voice actor because he is. Sorry, I moved my mouse because my computer screen went black. So like I said, if somebody took Johnny Depp's DNA and David Bowie's DNA as well and mixed them in the same person and gave birth to them, that'd be Louis' voice actor because he has like a Johnny Depp facial thing, and he has this cute face like David Bowie. He's like Jared. It's like Jared. And Louis and James, I think the kind of relationship I'd expect. I think they kind of have. It's like they start fighting with each other, and Louis gets this big crush on James, but James, you know, like won't return his feelings. And I think after a while they start to fall, and James falls in love with him, and maybe they end up together. But I'm not the writer. I don't create the characters. I'm just, you know, voicing my opinion. I mean, I'm just voicing what I think might happen. But I'm not the writer. You know? It's not my plan. It's hers. And I'd really recommend that you look her videos up. It's incredible. So again, the name is Honor Amongst Thieves, and you can also find her on DeviantArt. And her sister has a sister, and she does fantastic art as well. Other people I kind of want to give a shout out. I don't know who. I'm trying to think who else I could give a shout out to. Oh, there's so many people. I mean, I'm sure I could pick from, but I can't remember right now. Well, whoever I know in DeviantArt has a fantastic art, you know. Well, it's been, according to the clock on my video thing, this has been 29 minutes and 45, 46, 47 seconds, that kind of stuff. I hope it's not gonna storm tonight, cause my dog Kimmy, she she hates thunder. She's really really sweet. She's a good old dog. So so I have a new iMac computer. Yay! And I'm sorry if I'm not pretty enough to. I'm sorry if I'm not pretty or anything. I wish I was pretty, but what are you gonna do? God, can you see the line running through my hair? Oh my god. So yeah, so that's all I can think of. I've really run out of ideas on what to say. Um. Oh! I totally forgot. Oh, I totally forgot. On the Darren Shan thing, you should all look up the Saga of Larton Crepsley, because those books are incredibly amazing. Because you finally get to crack the shell of Mr. Crepsley's hardcore kind of, like this big wall, and you finally get to crack and see all of his secrets, and furthermore, Critter Smalt is still the hottest vampire I know. Anyway, just a list off a few things. Trying to think. I would recommend watching Pewdiepie, Cry, and the Fine Brothers, who do kids reaction, teen reaction, elders reaction to certain videos, and see what they think. It's really incredible. Also, you should look up I don't know, some other people that I subscribe to, but I can't remember right now. And and for the record, I am Scottish despite my accent, okay? So if I have a kind of slight American accent, it's because of the TV shows I talked about earlier. They are American, so I talk American. So I call people like dude or whatever and all that kind of stuff. So that's all I can think about right now. On movie trailers, I can't wait to see How to Train Your Dragon 2 next year, because seriously, that trailer was fantastic! There are other trailers and movies I want to see, especially Hobbit 2, because Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch are the cutest couple I've ever seen. I know they're not gay, but seriously, hundreds of girls would absolutely melt into the cracks of the world if they saw those two kissing. And seriously, I don't know. Oh, by the way, there is a trailer for Sherlock Season 3, and to give you a bit of a hint, John has a mustache! Seriously, he has a big, blonde, bushy caterpillar under his furry lip. Seriously, it's freaky. So, I will see you guys, I will start making, on my, Super Family stuff, I will make the third video soon, I promise. But I'm gonna try and work on a Cry and Pewdiepie video, and I'm really hoping that Cry likes it because he's really cool. So I'm gonna end the video now, and I will see you guys later. So, in the words of Goofy from House and Mouse, when they were doing the fashion episode, he was doing all those different fashions. Well, in the words of Goofy, peace. I'm out, folks.